What harem is more wholesomely degenerate than 100 Girlfriends? After its electric debut in 2024, Season 2 has returned in 2025, and let me tell you, we are already well on our way to another season of peak harem, and probably not for the reason you think. One of the greatest strengths this series has is how willing it is to embrace the insanity of its premise. God screwed up and our lead Rentaro will fall in love with 100 women, and if they don't get together, those women will die. So naturally, he puts together the greatest harem of all time. His number of bays went from 0 to 6 in Season 1, and in Season 2, we've quickly gotten that number up to 8. So what's the gimmick for these two? Well, one is always hangry, and the other is part maid and part obedient dog? We'll touch on Mado in a bit. Kurumi is the first new girlfriend of the season, and early on she's carne without any of the charm. Her perpetual hunger makes her really abrasive. It's when we're introduced to a food fight festival in episode 2 that we start getting reasons to like her. As you'd expect, it's a lot of fun. They literally face off against a man in a robot suit. Not only does this battle make us grow to appreciate Kurumi, but makes her appreciate the girls for their willingness to help out. Something I really like was how each girl played a role in the team's success, and how dramatized everything was to fit their different personalities. Hakari and Hahari mowing down sweets. Shizuka was literally designed for her challenge, or Nano putting the fear of death inside herself to eat some sushi. As always, this show is equal parts ridiculous and wholesome. It does a great job balancing the moments with each girl while expanding the cast, too. I legit hope this gets enough seasons to see all 100 girls, because that'll be insane to watch. This is easily the most degenerate anime I've ever seen, which is funny because, like I said, it's so wholesome too. You have all of these absurd scenes, like Carne taking small chest strays, and then you have all these moments between characters that make it feel so fitting that they all love and support each other. One of the underrated parts of this show is the gags that are done in the background, talking about characters looking different in the manga. Kurumi being trained like a dog by Kusuri, or Carne blowing fire out her ass. There's always something comedic happening. Kurumi's reward for winning the festival is of course a kiss from Rentaro, and unlike most rom-com anime, this one tosses those around like they're ones at a strip club. While we're on the subject of what makes this show different, Kusuri is a straight-up plot device. The first few episodes have literally followed the exact same setup. Kusuri has an experiment that goes wrong, they deal with the hijinks, we get introduced to a new girlfriend, and in the following episode fleshes that relationship out. Because of Kusuri and how insane her experiments are, you could literally throw that on repeat forever and it'd probably still work. Seeing the other girls body swap and embody each other's personalities, that was fun. Being turned into babies was less so, but even that provided entertainment. In fact, someone described this show perfectly. Every once in a while, so every episode, you ask yourself, what the hell am I watching? And then you crack up and keep watching. The best example of that so far would be Mommy Hakari here for me. All I could ask myself was, how am I supposed to be reacting to this right now? Speaking of Hakari, I'm glad she continues to get shine. If you had to choose one, she really does feel like the primary girlfriend, and as a Team Hakari guy, I like that. Also, totally understood her frustration with her mom being a complete degenerate, only for them to totally swing me back and make me feel for her because she had Hakari so young that she lost out on her youth. Also, how much farther are we going to expand that group? Rentaro and Hakari fell in love. Then Rentaro and Hakari's mom, Hahari. Now Hahari's maid, Mado, too. What's next? Their grandma? I wouldn't doubt it. The Mado arc was completely expected when I realized she hadn't opened her eyes and seen Rentaro yet, and her eyes are actually insane, and it's funny to play on that trope, too. They legit ask how she sees like that, and then she just says, yeah, no, I can't. Yet she's driving Rentaro around the literal next episode. Her backstory is shonen tragic, and it's almost disorienting because it's legitimately brutal, but also clearly played off as a gag. Either way, it works. Her obedience to a fault and wagging tail gag are silly, but it felt like a natural inclusion into this group. The start to this season has been a lot of fun. There's been way more action than you'd expect. Carne and Kurumi being on the same page fits like a glove, and I can't wait to see what insane gimmick girl we get next, and how Kusuri will screw everything up. I guess we'll see. With that, I'm out.